good night, good night. I see City East in the house. Good to see you, good to see you. Well, brothers and sisters, we've had a wonderful night here tonight. Would you agree with me? We've had a fantastic meeting here tonight. And I just want to commend and congratulate all the speakers who came before me here tonight. I think the people of Antigua and Barbuda can be assured that we have a team of committed men and women capable of leading this country to brighter and more prosperous days. But as I speak to you tonight, you know, many of you would be following the news. And you would know that even though some of the news you're hearing has to do with events taking place hundreds of miles away, we have to be very mindful of the impact that these events will have on us. Many of you would have heard about the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. And some of us would say, well, that's a good distance away. But I want you to understand that these events can have a very serious impact on us right here in Antigua. What does it mean for us? First, I want everybody to understand that we have to brace for the rising fuel prices. We have to understand that even though we store oil here in Antigua, so the oil that we have, or the fuel, would have been purchased at prices that will not affect us immediately at this time. But unless that war ends tonight or tomorrow morning, we are going to be affected one way or another. We also have to recognize that the electricity that we use is powered by generators, and those generators use oil. And once you have an increase in the price of oil, you're going to see the fuel variation that's going to go up. And that's going to mean higher electricity prices. Now, with these higher prices in fuel, higher prices in electricity, we're also going to see higher food prices, because the ships and the planes that bring the imported goods here, they also use oil. And so the oil that they use, once that price goes up, shipping costs will go up also. Prices for food will also go up. So we have to brace ourselves and understand that these changes are coming. But have you heard this administration, with all that is happening, have you heard them say anything at all to address this issue? To say, well, they are looking to see how they can bring some kind of relief to the people of this country. Nothing at all. You hear about the cost of living. They have said nothing at all as far as that is concerned. And so we believe that we have a responsibility even at this time to begin to show that something not only can be done, but something must be done. And one of the things that we say is that we as a government, once we are elected, we will put a freeze on gasoline, diesel, cooking cooking gas, and all fuel-related products, to make sure that we do not create even more hardship than what will be coming. We have to make sure that we keep those prices stable, keep them at the level where they now are. And why do I say that? There was a time when fuel prices were very low. The price of a barrel of oil on the world market was very low. You know, when we were in government, the price was up to $140, $150 a barrel. That's very high. In the later years, just a few years ago when this administration came in, they had the benefit. Oil prices went way down. I'm sure you heard it. At one point, they were even begging people to take oil. But you did not get any of that benefit of the lower price of oil on the world market. We said, therefore, if when the price was low, you didn't get the benefit, when the price is high, they should not punish you. And so our policy would be to freeze the prices right where they are, so that we do not pass on that burden to the people, because when they got the benefit, you didn't share in that benefit. That's the first thing that we will do. The second thing that we will do, we will negotiate new arrangements, just like we did with Venezuela when we came into power. We will negotiate new arrangements with Venezuela, with Trinidad, with Guyana, and any country that we can establish a relationship with, so that we can get a subsidy program similar to what we have with the Petro-Carib out of Venezuela. But we would get active, be proactive, and make sure that everything that we do is for the benefit and for the good of our people. The third point in our 5-point plan, we will engage right here in Antigua all the major stakeholders to design an energy revolution plan. And it will be a win-win for everyone. And this will include incentives for the importation of electric cars. Now we feel that the time has come when we must incentivize this. We have to zero rate some of these imports so that we reduce our dependence on oil. Because the way it is going, we have to find ways that our people can drive vehicles that are easier and cheaper to maintain, and where we will reduce, as I said, the total dependence on the oil imports. The fourth point in our 5-point plan is that we will launch a public education campaign, so that you, the consumer, will have all the information you want, so that you will be conscious about your energy usage, so that you will be able to take greater control of the decisions that you make as far as the use of energy is concerned. And this is to make sure that we can target ways in which you can save, so that you spend less on any item that is fuel-based. Finally, and this one, some of you may wonder what it means, but what we're saying is we will hedge our oil buying to protect against the higher prices. What that means is you make sure that you hunt around so that you can buy cheap oil and store it. We have the tanks at West Indies Oil, and the idea would be for us to hedge. That means you use the cheap ones when you can get it, and you store it so that when the price goes up, you can rely on the cheaper one that you have purchased. Now we feel that these are concrete things that can be done. But we are not going to be surprised if in and to implement. I can tell you, when I came on this platform and announced that a UPP administration within the first 100 days would immediately review the minimum wage, because the last time there was a to get another work permit if you change your job. And then we heard them now last week. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to make the work permit industry-based instead of employer-based, which is the way it is now. UPP! We're the party with the ideas. Well, you know what happened now? Somebody was telling me now, a police officer, he said, look, they cut the minimum wage from you. They cut the water program from you. They cut the work permit program from you. He said, do me a favor. Tell them UPP can give police some big raise. Make them cut that now. So, what we're saying is, all the good ideas, we see them taken, but we don't mind. Because we have plenty more ideas than what we already put out there. And you're going to get those details when we put our manifesto. We're just giving them the extras. That are just the cutter, the load till they come. So we are going to bring forth solid proposals and ideas to move this country forward. And I want everybody to be assured that the United Progressive Party is the party of choice. You've heard everyone speak here tonight. And I just want to say that as we're here in Radio Range, Let there be no doubt about it. We are here to give our full support to Sister Gladys Potter. And we want to make sure that the people of this constituency, that they come out in their numbers and give their support to Sister Gladys. And we also want to reach out to all the others in the neighboring constituencies. Brother Jonathan, Brother Richard, Brother Franz de Freitas, all from this community and in this neighborhood. The UPP is going to bring about a complete change in this country. And we are happy to see so many of you who have come out here tonight, because we understand that the momentum is building and people understand that a change is coming. But I want to thank everyone who has been here, because there are many more rallies that will come and we look forward to your support. And we want to just assure everyone that we have the plans, we have the programs, we have the men, and we have the women. I want to end by just pointing out on two things. One has to do with the confusing way in which the taxes and the restrictions and the protocols have been exercised, causing great confusion at the airport. I heard from someone today who is in the tourism business, and they asked me please to talk about it. The fact that they had a group of travel agents here recently, and some of them, they say they love Antigua. Antigua is a beautiful place. But what they said was, first and foremost, and they put it in writing, I strongly urge that the current travel advisory is rewritten more clearly, so that restrictions and arrival requirements are easier for travelers to understand. I'm sure most of you who have traveled know exactly what they're talking about. It's nothing but confusion. Sometimes you're here, you have to have the vaccine. Sometimes you're here, you have to have testing. Then you're here, no, you don't need no vaccine. Then you're here, you can do the PCR test. Then you're here, they can do the rapid test. This is coming, what I just read, is coming from a travel agent. And they're saying they love the country. But the people who are in charge, they're confusing people. And instead of people wanting to come, people are now saying, this is what they said, when you get your act together. They're saying, when we get our act together. Well, I want to tell such people, soon and very soon, we will get our act together under a new administration called the United Progressive Party. It would be remiss of me if in leaving tonight I didn't express my sorrow and my sympathy for those persons who have been affected by the fire down in Point. This is a terrible shame and disgrace and a blot on this country. That they had to get a fire truck from All Saints, one fire truck, to go down to Point. And I understand that the last count is something like 7 houses have been destroyed. That could have been avoided. I hear it's 11 houses have been destroyed. One fire truck in modern Antigua. And I can say proudly and without fear of contradiction, they did the same thing in 2004 when we got in. And we had to order 6 brand new fire trucks when the UPP was elected to office under the leadership of Baldwin Spencer. We had to order brand new fire trucks because they are so busy with self-enrichment that the things they're supposed to study, they're not studying. So 7 house burned down, 11 house burned down because only one fire truck. Can that be right? For any modern government, for them to have people house burning down because no fire truck? And you know, it's just this morning, I was driving past the fire station. And when I'm going up and I look left, not a single fire truck was parked anywhere there. And you know when you pass fire station, you always see at least 2 fire trucks. Sometimes 3. When UPP was there, 4 fire truck park up in there. And now, not even 1. They had to get 1 from All Saints. And 11 houses burned down in the point. That's wickedness. It's negligence. And they have to go. Brothers and sisters, honk your horn if you want Labour gone. Brothers and sisters, if you're ready for the UPP, let me hear you. Brothers and sisters, if you're ready for Sister Dennis Butter in St. John Russell, let me hear you. If you're ready for the Redeem Team, let me hear you. You're ready for change and you're ready for Lovell to run this country. Let me hear you. Oh, brothers and sisters, better days are coming. Better days are coming. No retreat. No surrender. No retreat. No surrender.